Hi, my name's Simon from Anaphylaxis UK. Listen, very quickly before this video starts, can I ask you a big favour? Can you please subscribe and also hit that bell? It's very important for us. If you like the video, and I really do hope that you do, give us the thumbs up. So that big favour, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe and ring that bell. Helen, how do you manage as a GP, a parent coming in and saying that their child has a milk allergy and the difference between the child breastfeeding and on formula?
Okay. So obviously, firstly, we have to think about, are we talking about immediate IgE allergies, the ones that give you hives, swelling, vomiting, diarrhea, potential anaphylaxis, or are we talking about non-IgE allergies? Now, to reassure families, IgE allergies are incredibly rare to pass over breast milk. So normally, even if baby had a milk allergy because when you gave yogurt for the first time, they had hives and swelling, mums don't normally need to take out cow's milk from their diet. They just need to make sure the baby doesn't eat it themselves. The commoner thing that we're talking about is a non-IgE allergy. So those ones that produce the more gut symptoms, so reflux, lots of loose nappies, congestion, maybe challenging to control eczema. And so there are different pathways we take depending on if they're breastfeeding or not. So if they're breastfeeding, then we would say to mums, okay, remove all the cow's milk products from your diet. And that means that mums are going to have to start reading labels to see, does it say it contains milk? And if it does, avoid them all. And we do that for 2 to 4 weeks because it can take that long for the gut to settle. And we're looking to see, is there an improvement of symptoms? Now, some babies, 50% of babies with a non-IgE allergy will also react to soya. So we don't necessarily tell mums to take soya out straight away. But if things are a bit better but not fully, we might say, why don't you try removing soya as well for that 2 to 4 weeks and see how things go. It's important that mum knows she needs 1,000 milligrams of calcium supplement and 10 units of vitamin D supplement every day while she's doing that to protect her bones against osteoporosis. So we would normally ask mums to do that for 2 to 4 weeks. And then at the end, we would ask her to re-challenge with a bit of cow's milk or soya. And there's a separate video on that to see, do the symptoms come back, yes or no? For a formula-fed baby, well, obviously, we're looking to the GP to look at, we need a prescription milk now to replace. And there are 2 different types of prescription formula milks, an extensively hydrolyzed formula or an amino acid formula. Now, the extensively hydrolyzed formulas, there's several on the market, and they're all slightly different because they're all broken down in the milk chain at different areas. And so one might suit your baby and one might not. And so sometimes it's worth playing around with the different ones. Whereas an amino acid formula is where the milk protein chain is broken down literally into the individual structures. So it absolutely contains no cow's milk whatsoever. Now, families often go, well, if it contains no cow's milk formula whatsoever, isn't it best that I go straight to an amino acid formula? Whereas actually, for most babies, we would rather they start with the extensively hydrolyzed formulas because 90% of babies should tolerate those without bother. And then you're still having the baby exposed to tiny amounts of very, very broken down milk chains. But we think that might help them gain tolerance quicker, i.e. they might then outgrow their allergy quicker rather than jump straight to an amino acid formula. So the amino acid formulas are reserved for those babies who have growth difficulties, multiple allergies, or who have had anaphylaxis. Then we would put them straight on an amino acid formula. But otherwise, we would ask babies to start with the extensively hydrolyzed formula. And if after 2 weeks or so things are a bit better but not fully, then we might say, let's try the amino acid formula for another couple of weeks and see whether you get full resolution, i.e. improvement of your symptoms on this one.
So you're saying there as well that a child can outgrow their milk allergy. Is there a kind of age that normally happens? Do they kind of grow out of it gradually into their young childhood, or almost overnight does that happen?
Well, generally not overnight, although I guess we probably don't know that enough. I mean, you might find that one baby one day wasn't tolerating it and the next they were, but that's probably quite unlikely. It's usually a gradual process. So normally with the non-IGE allergies, once you've confirmed the diagnosis by retrying with the old milk and confirming the symptoms came back, you leave the milk out for 6 months, and then you would start a gradual reintroduction with what's called a milk ladder. So the bottommost rung of the ladder contains baked milk. So it's milk that's very broken down, which makes it a lot less reactive for the body. And then you're slowly building over several weeks, months up through the ladder for non-IGE allergies to see whether they then can, outgrow it completely and build their tolerance as they go up through the ladder. And generally speaking, about 70% of them have done so by the age of 3. You will find that some at the age of like 12 months are brilliant and they whiz through the ladder and they've succeeded and they've done really well. Sometimes the ones that do it very quickly make me question, did they genuinely have an allergy in the first place? Did they do that re-challenge to confirm the diagnosis? Most people don't do the re-challenge, so the diagnosis isn't always accurate. The thing I just would say is, for the IgE allergies, so those are the ones that produce those immediate symptoms of hives, swelling, vomiting, anaphylaxis, milk ladder should only ever be done once a specialist has told you to start it, because we don't want you at home going, I'm just going to start the milk ladder. We would do that really as guided by your allergy tests to know, when is it safe to do it? Is it safe to do it at home, or should we be doing this in hospital in a sort of supervised manner? So the milk ladders are for the non-IGE allergies, but both IgE and non-IGE, most children will outgrow it before they start school. So really hopeful, and persisting into adulthood, the numbers are very, very small. So most children with milk allergies and egg actually will outgrow it before they start school.